I got the body cut out. I haven't sanded it and finished, just a rough cutout there. Haven't got it all squared away or anything yet. So awesome. Anyway, we'll get to that. But right now, let's build Tamiya. Okay, so I've taken out the 5 screws that hold the gearbox together, taken out the motor, and taken out the 2 screws that hold the motor in. So now the gearbox should come apart. The instructions will tell you how to put the gearbox back together and set the pinion and all of that if that's what you need to do. So there's a complete gearbox build right there. So let's pull it apart. Let's see if we can do this all in one. So there we are. So the first thing we're going to do is put one in this gear case. Just falls out of bushing. Look at that. How is that supposed to do anything? Ugh. And we'll put another one bearing into there. So there's that. Okay, if I take this gear out, come on, and this shaft out, there's another one right there. Little bugger, come on off of there. I gotta get some paper towel. Okay, I feel better about that. And I gotta get this one out of here. This just comes out nicely. And we'll put a bearing into there. And a bearing into there. Put this shaft back through them. And we'll one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plastic bushings and 2 brass bushings we've taken out. So now we can put that guy back in. Then shit. What do we do? Damn it. I gotta read the instructions. Just give them a little backspin, find out where it's happy. I don't want to cut new threads. Make sure you're running the same threads that they already had in there. Here's a little snap, feel it drop down a little bit, you know you're good. Okay, and there's our rear end's built. Gearbox built. So let's get the motor stuffed in here. And then we'll be ready to proceed with our build. Some's good, more's better. Okay, and there we are. We have gearbox all full of bearings. I feel much better, much better. There we go. Okay, 2, 4, 6 plastic bushings, 2 brass bushings. Life's much better now. Let's put those where they belong. Okay, I've got bag A finished and complete, and I believe I've got everything lubed up that needs to be lubed up. So we have our gearbox, which is pre-assembled, which I've taken apart and put bearings in, all the gears and everything, so that's all good. Put a little more grease in there. Got our arms on and upper, what do you suppose they call them? Attaching the rear arms, that's all it says. Okay, well, we got our rear arms on and our wheelie bar on, which is white in this one. If you've ever seen a Wild Wheelie 2, it's exactly the same, just different colored plastics. So that's pretty awesome. We got it. We got bag A done. So now bag B will be setting our servo up and doing our servo horn. We've already centered the servo, so that's good. Building our tie rods, putting it into the chassis halves, into the white chassis halves. Building the front arms, attaching the front arms, attaching the front uprights. Geez, building the shocks, putting the shocks on. But we haven't married the two together yet. What's going on here? Oh, and then in bag C we put the two together. So, okay, well, let's get through bag B here and see what happens. So awesome. Here we go, bag B. So we got bag B finished, and we got our servo in. Put our two chassis halves together. Put our front arms on, we got our front shocks on, we got our steering all hooked up and our front spindles all hooked up, and our little keeper for holding the arms on, and little posts back here that are going to hold the battery door on. So there's the front half, and on the rear half, what do we got in bag B? We got shocks mounted, and our joint cups on, and our little dog bones in there, and all of that going on. So there's the back half. Awesome. And the front half. So we're going to start bag C. Bag C, we're going to put the two together. Somehow we're going to put the two together and put some radio gear in, put some wheels on, get the body mounts on, all of that sort of stuff. So rock on, man. Let's go to bag C. Okay, we got bag C done, which was putting our two halves of the front chassis onto the back half, which is the motor and gearbox. Got all that done. Put the little chrome chassis side plates on, the body mounts on, put the wheels and tires on, and got our radio gear all installed, and everything works. So there we are. It really sets it off with all the white parts. I think that's kind of cool, and then a little chrome splash in there and a little bit of chrome down here in the bottom. Yeah, it's all kind of cool. So that looks pretty good. Let's see if we can do anything here. Oh, like that. There we go. We'll turn it on and see if I can prove that I got this thing running. Oh, look at that. Let's go like this. I just love the black chrome wheels on this thing. Man, they sure look cool. Really really a little bit different than what we're used to seeing on a Wild Wheelie or anything else. So that's kind of cool. See if we can get it up here. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I gotta cut out all these window masks and get them in there halfway straight, and then mask off the different colors. And wow, that's going to be a tedious chore. So that's what we're doing later on. And then of course I gotta do the driver dude. So we'll be painting up the driver guy here too and getting him ready to go. He sits, where does he sit? He sits there like this. Screws in right there with the one screw. So he'll be mounted up there, ready to go, steer things. Doesn't have any legs and there's no brake pedal, so I don't know how he's gonna stop, but whatever, he'll figure it out. Okay, here we go with painting the VW body. We got our yellow on and all painted up there. She's looking pretty good. Window masks are in. Everything actually went not too bad. So let's see if we can get some white on here. Freaking hot out. It's 38 degrees, so let's see how the white turns out. Okay, we got our white painted and the yellow backed with white, so everything looks pretty darn good. Turned out pretty good. So now I got the window mask pulled off, except for the very front windows. And I'm going to leave those, and we're going to hit it with PS31 smoke and smoke out the rest of the windows. Left these ones because I want them to stay clear for the driver figure. Okay, so there we got the windows all smoked in. Three good coats. You have to put this stuff on really lightly, otherwise it runs. It's really super thin. So hopefully we did that. And there, now we got smoked windows. So that looks pretty darn good. Not bad, not bad. So, Mrs. Empty Pockets does all her masking for us. I think she's doing a good job. We'll keep her on for the next project. So, yeah. I think that looks pretty good. Got the bumper line pretty good here. Windows, nothing that the window surround decals won't cover. So that's pretty good. She masked off the little hinge here. So they give you a decal for that folds 6 different ways. So it's a small little decal that'll never stay on there. So she actually masked that off. painted it white because the hinge should be white. So that looks great. Painted the signal lights, marker lights, whatever they are. We painted them with orange paint before we sprayed it. Doesn't seem to be a reaction, and they turned out okay. So that's good. We don't have to worry about putting a decal on there, so that's fantastic. So yeah, pretty stoked and pretty happy with that. Okay, well, there's only one thing to do now, and that's to get at the horrendous decal sheet. To refresh our memory, we have a decal sheet, so all these little ones, they go along the top, and then all of these ones, you got to put a top and a bottom on, and then the up and downs, so it's 4 pieces to each window. That's just crazy, man. But we'll poke away at it. We'll get that done. Meantime, I'm pretty happy with this paint job. Nice bright yellow denotes that it's the custom version. So let's get to the decals. We got our Volkswagen Type 2 T1 Wheelie all finished. And this is what it looks like. We got our radio gear all mounted in there. Our black chrome wheels. And we got our little wheelie driver mounted to the front body posts as per the manual. So that's pretty exciting. Let's check a body on here and see what it looks like. Custom version of the Volkswagen Type 2 T1, all painted up in yellow and white with a matte black roof. The matte black's just a little bit matter than the shiny, just enough to set it off because it's a rag top open sunroof sort of a thing there. So actually it turned out pretty good. It does what it's supposed to do, so just turns it matte black, so that's kind of nice. Very interesting. Got our little wild wheelie driver in there, so he turned out okay. Stickers were a nightmare. 4 of them to each window. Only 1 sticker up top, but 4 of them to each window all the way along. Crazy. It actually went better than I thought it would. The ones that I had a problem with were actually these ones on the side. They wrap around right around the back, and of course when you're wrapping around, it's a corner. It either needs little relief cuts in it or something, I don't know, but I can't get these things to lay in there right. One of them I just pushed down, one of them I did relief cuts in. It stays a little bit better, but still looks like crap to me. Gets the point across, I suppose, but it's hard to do, man. Hard to do. Same as going around the corner of the bumper. They just don't lay. They just don't lay good going around the corner. I heated them up with a hair dryer. I did my best. I used every trick that I know, and they just want to bubble up going around the corner. So man, I don't know. Hard to do. Hard to get looking good. But from 10 feet or so, she looks like $1,000,000. So I'm going to be very hard and very critical of myself, of course. But I think it looks pretty good. I like the yellow. I like the white. It turned out all right. It wasn't that hard to do of a paint job, but it was stressful because it's a pretty precious little kit here. So did what we can do here. So looking forward to getting it out for a run and popping a wheelie, because that's what it's all about. Fully ball bearing, of course, running the stock motor, 1060, no, we're not even running a 1060 Hovel Wing. I don't know what we got in there, 105 BK, Tamiya speed controller anyhow, the one that came in the kit. Standard shocks, so they're just friction shocks with the recommended spacers in there. So we'll just see how it goes here. We're going to take it out this evening and pop a couple of wheelies and give it a go. Let's go do that right now. Okay, so we're out here. We're going to do a speed run on the Volkswagen T2 Type 1 Wheelie, I guess is what it's called. the custom version. So let's go. We got our Sky RC GPS here. We'll hit start. Yes, it's working. Give that to Mrs. Empty Pockets to hang on to. Okay, let's stop. Let's read 20 kilometers an hour. Actually, I'm kind of impressed. Okay, so there we are. There's a speed run. Let's see if we can get some action shots now, maybe, and do a couple of wheelies. What do you think?